Okay, here I already told about. So once you create a certain users, so you can log in to the Linux server from remotely. So it means this server should be on condition, so compulsory on, and should be in a network, and it should have an IP address, right? Okay, these PCs also should be in a network. So whether what type of PC it is, it should be in a network. Okay, and it should have a IP address. Okay, anyway, network means it should be have a IP address, and we need an application which connect works with the SSH, either directly installed into their operating system or maybe applications like Putty. So using Putty we can connect it. But as I said earlier, Linux is multi-user multitasking, means multiple users at a time login, like user 1 login, user 2 can login, user 3 login, like this. Can I log in two users here? For example, this is user 3 is logged in, and root user also want to log in, and maybe user 4 want to log in from here. Can I do it? Yes, we can able to do it. How we can able to do it? We'll see that one first. So this is my one terminal, right? So I put already who am I, that is PTS, right, by 0. I put a so who only. Linux is case sensitive. Linux is case sensitive. Windows is not case sensitive. So there is a important question is difference between Windows and Linux. Difference between Windows and Linux. So you can tell this is the one of the difference. Okay, and another difference I will tell here. Okay, Windows not case sensitive. Okay, so case sensitive. What is that meaning? You can try. So where are we? Linux or Unix. Okay, so when I say Linux, the most of the properties of Unix is also there, right? So it's a case sensitive. What is case sensitive? Cap letter, small letter sensitive. For example, mm, Aditya, Aditya. Both are same, right? In Windows, both are same. In Linux, both are different. Okay, understand? Very simple. So capital, or maybe like this. Completely different. These three are completely different in a Linux. Com okay. So when you're typing a command or when you create a file, you should be careful in a cases. Okay, uppercase, lower cases, and all. So this is another difference between Linux and Windows. Okay. So a lot of people, when they're answering the question, what is the difference between Linux and Windows? Linux is no security. Windows is sorry, Linux is a more higher security. No one will crack it. Okay, Windows is hackable. Anybody can able to hack the Windows systems like that. So that is not at all true at least. Okay, so uh, there is a lot of different cases also there, like to support and not to support those statements also there, right? I will explain that in when we spoke with theory part mainly. Okay, so other differences, but so simple differences go through it. So multitasking, multi-user multitasking, single user multitasking, not case sensitive, it is a case sensitive, like that, few basic things. Okay, open source, not open source. Open source is different, and not open source is different. Okay, not open source. It's another difference between Linux and Windows. Linux is open source, Windows is not open source. Okay, so Linux is open source, Windows is not a open source. That is also another one. Okay, so what is a open source? Does not mean free. Open source means the source code is free. Means free means anybody can able to access the source code. So they can take the source code, they modify the source code, they can build their own style of operating system. Not open source means the source code is closed, you cannot see what is there inside. Okay, that is another difference is there. Okay, so here I want to tell practical, right? So if you see, when I put a who, two users are login. One is from pts0. Pts0 means this user, okay, through putty. This is the person tty. Root also login to tty. Oh wow, wow, great. So this is a tty. Okay, like this. Full force running in Pune. Now only started. So what is IP address? So already I copied IP address here. Where is IP address? This is IP address. So I open another putty. See, this is another putty. Okay, just in this one, I'm going to save this session. Okay, so next time when I open, it is quite easy. So my Linux one. Okay, so 169 is a IP address. Okay, and I'm going to appearance change bold 14. 16 is good actually. Okay, colors. Foreground is always black. Second one also black. Background is white. That's it. Three colors we are changing. Okay, it is your wish. Like you can maintain black and white. So when you have a white and white background, black letters, it's quite easy to see. So I log in second time. So already 169 related SSH key is there inside. So it opened directly without asking. Okay, sorry, sir. Username is student and password is also student here. I put a command who. The three users are login. One is root, directly one root, and another is from putty, another from student only. Okay. If I put a command who am I, shows only student account only. Okay. What is another one? Who am I without spaces. It only shows student only. Okay, so this is student. When you put a pwd, it shows slash home slash student, because student's home directory is in slash home slash student. Slash home is a under slash home directory. Under home directory, student is another folder. Okay, student is another folder. If you create anything, okay, if you create anything, it will be stored under student folder only. Okay, by default. And if you observe, it's a dollar symbol represent, it's a standard user only. And here is a student root. So this is root, this is student. In generally in organizations or administration side, so they don't share the root password to everybody. Only for pure administrator, means like they are working on a system, they want to change something on a system, they knows root password, they save the root password separately, the complex password they'll put it. Because once a normal user knows root password, if they want to change, or they want to delete a user, or maybe they want to create a user, maybe they want to change some file system inside, or maybe they created a new partitions, okay, or maybe they deleted existing one, anything possible with the root privileges. Okay, So normal user, normal administrator or a normal user will get a normal user account only. Okay, normal user account only. So this is the thing. Okay, so we can I'm trying to say that first point is like this. We can use multiple putty sessions. Okay, so multiple you can open multiple putty sessions, and we can open multiple users like user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, like that we can able to create it. Okay, we can log in it and we can work on it. Okay, simply we can while seeing it, and also we can able to copy the commands from putty, also quite easy. Copy paste both are possible. Okay, copying and paste both are possible in a thing. Like when I want to do some practicals, like I want to set up a certain server, so what I will do, I will search for a the server setting. I will copy paste. Sometimes I will copy paste the commands also. Okay, so that is one possibility. Sudo users are there. Sudo user is like, um, first I will explain it. Root having all privileged user is root. So it has every privilege. Like the root user, like you log in with the root, you can go to any place in the system. Okay, so every file you can open it. Yeah, any file you can able to modify it. So you have a complete read and write permission for entire system. So that is a root privileges. So you can go to any user directories and you can delete anything, you can create anything like that. So that's a root privileges. Okay, a normal user, standard user, for example student. So the normal user don't have all privileges, only basic privileges, like he has a rights on his own home directory only, not on every place. Okay, not on every place you don't have a privileges, only he has a privileges are very limited. Okay, he cannot create a user, he cannot change the password or like that. Okay, so that is a normal student. Okay, next one. um, um, so that's one point. Okay, here two parts of practicals you can able to do it. So first one, first scenario is like I log in as a student. I log in as a student, but I know root password. But I don't have a privileges. Certain privileges I don't have. So I want to create something. I want to modify some file. As a student user, I don't have any privileges, extra privileges, or I have a limited privileges only there. But sometimes I want to do some work as a root user. Okay, how to do certain work with the root user also. I'm administrator. My account name is student, and but I don't log in with the root generally. If I want, then I log in with the root. Okay, so here we can switch like last time I written there. So you can switch you can switch from one user to other user. You can switch from one user to another user using a command called su. Okay? So using su, switch users command. Su means switch user. So we can switch from there. When you are switching from student to root, we need a root password. When you are switching from student to root, so we need a root password is required compulsory. Okay, and when you are switching from root to student, like already you log in as a student, sorry, log in as a root, and you are switching from root to student, you have to do work with a student account. So then what you will do, you don't need a password, not required. Okay, so in this case password is not required, and there is a small differences also there. So difference between su space hyphen su. So there is a difference between hyphen and all. Okay. So how to switch? So first of all, I will tell the command how to do it. So you log in as a student. Okay. So then it is a dollar. Log in as a student. Okay. Then you want to switch to root. So su space hyphen. That's it. That's enough. That's the command enough. Then there is a password. You should give a password. Something password is there, no? It won't show any password, but you have to type the password. That's it. It won't show any password star 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 or some numbers and names or symbols. It won't show anything. Just you have to password. Enter the password, so you will become root automatically. Okay. Then you have to test it using a commands like pwd. Okay. Another command is like who am I? Okay. So ls like that. Okay, first we will do from student to root switching. So this is the root. Sorry, this is a student. So what I have want to do is, so first of all, I put a pwd, check what is my current directory slash home slash student. Okay. Now I want to switch to root. Su space hyphen. That's enough. Okay. It is asking for a password. Give the password. Which password? Root password. Password for a root. Enter. Now see, I log in to root now. So I'm in a root. So I put a command who am I. Still it is showing a student only. Why it is showing a student? Actually, we log in as student only here. See, actually we log in as a student only. So first time, actual which user you are getting authenticated. First time you log in as a student and you get a password through this terminal. So it shows that one only. Okay, this is a temporarily we are switching, so this is not exactly login type because it's a root. It is asking password, but actually it is not a login type. Okay, so just we are in a root, that's it. If you put a pwd, so it will shows as a slash root only. Okay, see, this is another terminal, right? So here I put a pwd slash root. If I put a ls, it shows some anaconda ks file. So if I put ls here, same thing. So it is a root. You are in already in root. You can do all administrative related commands in this place. Okay. So that is called as switching. Now, how to go back? How to go back from root to student? How to go back from root to student? Just put a exit and then you will go back to your student automatically. Don't put exit two times. If you put a exit again, so you are an original user now. If you put exit, the terminal will close. Okay, the terminal will be closed. Okay, so here where are we? Like this, right? If you want to exit from the root, then put a command is exit only. Okay, so the command is exit only. Then you will become student again. Where is this one? Student one. Okay, here it is. Okay, there is a lot of commands, right? So a lot of things are there in here, and you may get confused between these many things. So your terminal is in the last, so then you can type the command here. But no, I have a habit of writing from top to bottom only, not in a working on it bottom only. Okay, just you are don't want to work on only bottom line. You want to go to top and keep on putting your commands. Then once completed, we'll go to top. Like now, this is part completed. So I want to go top. Then you can put a clear. Put a command clear. Okay, I don't put a command clear now. So I will put it. Okay, put it. Now the entire screen is cleared. Okay, entire screen is clear, and I want to show you this thing again. Okay, I will okay, now see the screen clearly. So again, so pwd, so what is my current directory? It's slash home slash student. Okay, I'm going to switch to root, su space hyphen, and I'm giving a root password, admin @ 123. That is my root password. Now I got a root @ something. Okay, if you put a pwd again, see the current directory changed to root because of a login as a root. So root users home directory is slash root. If you check ls means if slash root having some content, it shows here. If you create a file here, automatically file is created under root only. Okay, I think you understand. And how to come back from root to student is exit. So now you are in a student. Um, if I put only su without hyphen, I didn't put hyphen, just if I put a su, what will happen? Okay, Linux, guys, one point important in a Linux is, in a Linux, you cannot say cannot. You cannot say cannot. So there are a lot of um, different commands are there. Okay, the commands what you learn, we can do lot more things, and each command there is a different kind of output or a different kind of scenarios. Each command we can able to use it. Okay, so you have to observe by doing it. Always see the output line. If it is throwing an error, it is good. Okay, no problem. Again, we can able to try it by changing command format or anything. If it is not throwing error or throwing an error, in both the cases, observation is very important. What is happened, whether it is happened or not, as per your requirement. Like you created a file, the file is created or not. You want to copy a file from one place to another place, is it copied or not? So every time you have to verify. To learn the Linux is very simple formula is, just to know the command is not enough. You have to practice, and verification is very important. So if you don't verify, just you type the commands, you note down the commands in the book and you type the commands, and if you say I learned Linux, you didn't learn the Linux. You know how to type the commands in the terminal. That's it. You don't know whether it is created, not created, issue is there, no issue is there. Okay. Observations are very important. That's why I'm telling each and every point in starting. Okay. Later on days, you must do that one. Okay. So here you observe that su hyphen, and this is without hyphen. Just I put a enter. Asking for password. Same thing as earlier. Yes. We log into root. No problem, but I will show you the problem. I put a pwd, home directory is not changed. If you observe here, when I put a pwd after su space hyphen, home directory is changed. But in this case, home directory is not changed. Get the point? So here is a pwd slash home slash student. The home directory is not changed. It is home directory as a student home directory only. That is the hyphen part. Okay, so that is a hyphen. So if you don't put hyphen, uh, you're switching from one user to another user. The another user's home directory should come. Okay, if you put a hyphen, it will come. If you don't put hyphen, the previously what is the current directory is there, same current directory will be come here. Not only home directory, the current directory. So it is showing home directory now, because normally I didn't change the directories here, so the directory won't there, like previously what directory is there, same directory will be there here. Okay, this is also useful in a certain ways. That's why we should learn all the possible ways. Okay, and I want to go back to student again, exit. So now check it. So we have our own home directory. So this is it. how to switch from student to root. Here it is already root. It is login as a root. Clear. So then everything will be get cleared. Now I am going to starting. If you feel this letters are small, please tell me. Otherwise, I'll keep it like that only. Okay. So I will continue. Okay. I want to switch to student. Switch to student. So condition is we don't require a password. Now we are switching to student. If you put a who am I, shows root only because actually we log in as a student, but we are switching from root to student. Sorry, actually we log in as a root and we switch from root to student, then root will come. If you put a pwd, students home directory is came directly. Students home directory came. I didn't create anything, that's why ls exit to go back to root again. So what is my home directory now? Slash root, right? Su space student. I didn't give an hyphen. I didn't give an hyphen. Observe it. I didn't give an hyphen. Enter. Okay. So pwd. What happened here? Root. Because the previously when we are switching to student before, what is the directory? Current directory is there. Same current directory you will get it. Same current directory you will get it. You want to observe again, so I will show you like pwd, this is my current directory and home directory. Okay. I'm going to switch to another directory, so slash temp. Now pwd is slash temp, not root. Okay. Now su space students. See, the previous whatever the directory is there, that directory only is coming. I'm going back again. pwd slash stuff one su space hyphen student. This time I put a hyphen. So see what will happen. See, I got my home directory. Understand, it's not root, it's not a temp, it is slash home slash student only. So what is the difference? The hyphen is the difference. Okay. This is how we can able to switch. So when you are switching from original user to another user, so once work is done, you have to go back. Go back means you have to type exit only. But some people will do it like this. This is root, and from root to student, I switched. Okay, successfully, I am in a student. Now work is completed. Now I want to go back to the root. So instead of exit, people do like this. Again, it is asking password because it's a student, right? So it is asking password. Now I am in a root. Column is column is the previous root is there, and from first root to student to root again. So what happened? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that you went. One is a root, next one is a student. Instead of going back, you are switching from student to root. That is a danger, right? So a lot of switching is happening here. So that's why better type exit. So then you'll go to the previous one. So this is about your switching the users. So be careful while you are switching the users also. I'm putting cd and enter. So it is automatically changed to my home directory slash root. So if you are in a different directories, you want to go back to your actual home directory, just put a cd, enter. Okay. So this is it. Okay. So here I given a command like I explained it from student to root. Okay. And how to exit it. and you want to go from root to student, then what to do? So you are in a root. Okay, what to do? So put a su space student and check with the pwd and ls. Who am I? Mhm. And this is a little bit difficult, not difficult, but you have to go to multiple places. Just I'm pausing. Initially, I told about if you are logging as a student, there is a work and you should do work with the root user. Then you have to switch to root user and do the work. Then exit, you'll back to the normal user, student user or a standard user. Okay. So if you are working with a root user, now you want to switch to another user, you can also switch it. So when we use switching, so if you know the root user password, you can switch from normal user to root user, and we can switch it using su command and then su space hyphen. Okay, complete the work and come back to normal one. Okay, another one is, so root user will be compromised every time, right? So root is having all privileges and the root password is leaked. So you can do anything with root user. You can change entire Linux system or the entire system user, their configurations and everything. You can able to change it, right? So root is very dangerous. Usually you should not compromise. But I want to gain what it is. I want to gain more privileges than I have. Okay, so normal student cannot change the password for other users. Normal user cannot create a user. Normal user cannot permissions on a file which is created by different user. Normal user cannot change the owner of the file. Okay, normal user cannot go all the places to, and also he cannot modify files and configurations. He can't install an applications like that. Okay. Just for example, I want to show you one. This is a student user, right? So here is a student user. Um, there is a command line called BC. So the BC is not working here. BC means basic calculator, but it is not working here. Now I want to install BC. Yum install BC. What it is saying? Loaded plugin fastest mirror, you need to be a root to perform this command. You need to be root to this command. So if you are a root, then only you can put this command yum install bc. Simply I want to install a bc application, so I put a yum install bc and it is trying to install it, but I am not root, so it cannot able to install it. To install this thing, okay, so if you want to install, then you have to give sudo yum install bc. So like that, it means do as a super user. Su means switch user, we know, but sudo means do as a super user. Who is super user? Root is a super user. Who is super user? Root is a super user. Sudo yum install bc. Run this command yum install bc. Run the command as a super user. That is the meaning. When you put a enter, it will scold you because you don't have a permission to use sudo now at currently. Okay, so we'll see that one like this. Okay, so it is start scolding. Respect the privacy of others. Think before you type. With great power comes with great responsibility. So third option is anybody hear this one? This quotation. Great power comes with great responsibility. You didn't remember anything? Don't you recollect anything? Any? With great power comes with great responsibility. Spider-Man. Okay. Someone put a message. Okay. So like that, it is called. So if you don't want to score, like it is asking for sudo password for student. Also, it is asking password. So if you put a password student password is student is not in a Sudoers file. This instant will be reported. Okay. So you are not a Sudoer. So how to become a Sudoer? So if you are a Sudoer, you will get a permissions. You will get a certain privileges than a normal user. You will get a certain privileges than a normal user. Okay, so you can use it. So you must become a sudo user. To become a sudo user, so here is the thing. You have to become sudoer. Okay, so there is a file called a sudoers file. So you have to go to the sudoers file, add your name, or add yourself to a, there is a group called a wheel group is there by default. This is the default group is there in our system. So add yourself to a wheel group as a secondary group or a primary group, and and change the configuration in sudo user file for wheel group. Okay, so either you have to add student to lower file, you have to configure it. Okay, adding is not just adding, or add student user to group. Okay, which group? It's a wheel group. Group name is wheel group. So add your student user to wheel group, then configure Sudoers file for wheel group. Okay, because it's a direct entry is there, it won't give you much time and all kind of stuff not required. Okay, so much of typing is not required directly. You can change required configurations. Okay, that is the thing. Okay, first of all, how to adding a student to a group or a wheel group. Okay, so this is we don't add just adding a group is not there. It is a supplementary group. There is a two groups are there: primary group, supplementary group. For student, that group becomes supplementary group. Directly, I'm telling the command. Okay, user mod. So modification of user things hyphen capital G wheel hyphen A means append. So supplementary group hyphen G students. Okay. So before going to do that one, put a ID student, and after that one ID student. So verification both the times. A lot of ways to verify. I'm giving only very simple. Okay. First we have to add the user to add your first we have to check the student, and then add a student user to wheel group, and put a again ID student. Okay. First of all, I am going to my student account only. Put a command ID. So it is showing see user ID is a student user ID 1000. This is group ID primary group. This is group. It's not showing any wheel. Okay. I'm minimizing it. I'm going to root. Okay. So where we should do all these things in the root privileges only. Root can able to do it first. Root will give you a permission. You cannot take permission. It will give permission to you. Okay, so I am in a root id student. If you see, this is a student user id, this is group id, and this is the group's names. Okay, the group name user mod hyphen a hyphen capital G wheel group. Okay, already wheel group is there inside. Then student. So successful again id student. So what happened? Can you see? Oh, it is added as a secondary. If it is showing here, it means it's a primary. If it is showing here, it means it's a secondary. So this is primary, this is a primary, same name, and this is newly added. See, this 10 wheel is not showing here in this one, but it is showing here. It means wheel group, we are added, student is added to wheel group. That's it. Next, cat space slash etc slash sudo. Yes. Okay. So that is the file name. So here cat space slash etc slash sudo ers. So when you go this one, you can able to see the file content. This is the file content. Lot of things are there, but what we want. So I came to last. Can you see this one? Wheel. Okay, here hashtag is not there. Here hashtag is there. Hashtag means comment. They put this one into the comment. This is no comment. This is the command. This is the command or setting, and this is comment. Okay, this is the comment. So what I want to do is I want to remove this hashtag. I want to remove this hash. So then it is not become comment and start working. Okay, so there is a to edit it. To edit it. Okay, to edit file. To edit file. So you can use vi editor, or you can use nano editor. Okay, so you can use vi editor or a nano editor. Currently I want to use nano editor only. I don't want to use vi editor. I will see whether it is nano is working or not, because it's a minimal version, right? Nano slash etc slash sudo ers. Okay, it don't know nano command. Va, you don't know va, because if I want to teach you va means first I have to teach va. Don't worry guys, I'm going to install 1 second repo list. Mm, First we have to type yum repo list. We can download an application and we can use it, because we didn't install any full version or a medium version also. This is a pure basic operating system only. Okay, so it's just a repo list command yum install nano. Hyphen y means yes. So without hyphen y, it will ask you yes or no. I didn't put it. See, it is checking the package. This is the size of the package. This is the installation of package. How much it will download. Put yes. Yes, download. Done. Okay, it is done. Now nano. Okay, now nano slash etc slash what I said sudo ers. Okay, now it is open. Carefully, you should do very carefully. So go to bottom, mostly bottom. So little bit up. See, here is the line. In this line, no hashtag. So leave like that. In this one, hashtag is there. Okay. You have to remove the hashtag. Just I press the delete button. Okay, and another delete button. So then, do not remove the percentage. Keep it like that only. How the previous wheel line is there, no? Same percentage wheel all. Same thing, maintain like this. Remove the hashtag and don't change anything. Now, it is like a notepad, dealing with notepad only. How to save it? Like by exiting. So if you see here, it is exit. It is showing exit here. Exit. Okay, where it is? Where it is? Exit. So Control X. Control X. Control X means exit. Exit. Do you want to save modifier? Let's want to save this one. Yes, Y. Press Y. Save. Where, do you want to save in this same folder or same file or different file? Same only. Done. Then you want to verify it. Use the cat command. The hashtag is removed. Okay. I use the cat command. Read the command. So done. Now I put a ID student, right? So student user in wheel group, and wheel group is showing here yellow people in group wheel to run all commands. See, yellow wheel group, yellow people in the group wheel to run all the commands. Same thing without a password. Same thing without a password. It won't ask the password when you put a command. Now you are become a Sudoer. Okay, so what I done, so I went to the nano /etc/sudo ers. Okay, to use a nano you don't need a more part. Only thing is change it, remove the hashtag. Okay, there is a hashtag, right? So you have to remove the hashtag. Okay, and then make it normal. Control X, we have to type it. Okay, Control X, yes, enter. It will be done. Okay, and verify. That's it. Uh, Now we are in a student now. So this is a student one. She's student. I put a ID command. Mm, no, not this one. This is root, and this is student. Okay. ID. So still, it is not showing that one. So what I want to do is I have to reconnect it, or I will try. Yum install bc sudo yum install bc. I will try. It is asking password. No, I don't want to give password. Should not ask password. ID /rtcc/group find out wheel. It is there. It is there, but it is not fully reflected. That's it. Mm, Sudo yum repo list. It is asking for a password. Okay. I have to sign in, sign out. Then only that problem will be solved. Anyway, it is not throwing an error. This is asking for a password. Still, it is showing like that. I put exit and I will open it again. I done saving. Yes, I didn't save the previous one. 192.168. Yeah, 2.169 save session. Yes, CTS 1, Linux 1, 169. appearance 16 ball colors. Okay, you can put any color, no problem, but you can able to see what is going on there without much difference. Save it. Okay, and then open it. You have added and change settings, color. So reverse add and reverse. First two are black, third one is white. That's it. Again as a student. Okay. Sudo yam polish. Okay, see, it is not asking any questions answer, right? Install BC. I want to install BC. Now, yes, install BC. Now BC command is working. It is working. Multiplications also you can do it. Control Z to come out from it. Or Control C you can use. Okay. So this is Sudoer. What is Sudoer? So add a user to the Sudoer file or add the user to wheel group because wheel group default entry is there in sudo users, and modify the sudo users the wheel group entry in the sudo users file. Remove the hashtag, save it and close it, then test with the user whether user become sudo user or not. Okay, so there is two options. One, so when I put a yum earlier, it is showing for these commands, it is showing either you are not in the listed or maybe it is scolding you. Now it is not asking password also. Without asking password, you can able to free properly. And earlier we test with ID, right? So ID and wheel group this part is not came in student. Now it is came. Okay. So this is called a Sudoers. So what is Sudoers? Okay. What is Sudoers? Okay, the normal user like a student, okay, a student can perform a administrative task. May not be all administrative tasks, but most of the administrative things also it will do it, like installation of file, changing the configurations, or maybe changing permissions on files or ownerships. Okay, going to different locations. Not only normal user has the rights to access only is home directory only. Now you will get a right to access and modify the administrative files also. So this is called a sudo here. Okay. The command to put it. So any admin command, for example, yam install httpd. This is the command. So if you are in a root, directly you can put it. If you are not a root, but you are sudo here, sudo do as a super user. Okay, I want to change the password for user one. Sudo mass wd user one. I can do it like that. Okay. So before that one, so we'll get a yum. Before any administrative command, so you have to write sudo. If you are a normal user and you are sudo here, you have to put a sudo do as a super user. You will get it. Okay. So that is it for today. Try first of all complete all the previous exercises. Okay, then complete all previous exercise. This is, you can do it later if you don't understand also. I will ask me, I will repeat that one. Okay, the steps and all, no problem for me.